EP Pinecone was just released the last Friday it was, right?
Yep, Friday.
What was the day like for you putting it out?
I woke up in the morning and forgot that it was coming out that day, and noticed that a few more people were listening on Spotify than normal, and
Right?
I was like, "Oh, my record came out today."
Pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
Oh boy. So Pinecone, the songs and the recording, when was that done, during kind of lockdown or just
Yeah, all during lockdown. I initially was just putting out songs as they were done, so there were two of them, I guess, were already out there for a while,
right?
and I was hoping to have an entire LP done by the end of all this, but I got an EP out, so
EPs seem to be the way to go these days.
well, that's good to hear.
I seem to be running into a lot of them, so that's cool. So are you working kind of isolated on your own when you're making these tracks, or what?
Yeah, it's just me. I have a room in my apartment where I work and make music, and yeah.
All right. And is that the way you prefer to work, or is it just because of the situation that you're in?
That's the way I've done all my solo stuff. I'm kind of feeling like it's time to start a band again, but
Right.
we'll see. We'll see when that's actually plausible.
How will you know?
I know.
So the EP leads off with a track called "Bruised and Bothered," and I'm hoping maybe we can just touch on briefly on each of the tracks, since there's only 5, and that should fit right in with the amount of time that we have. So that's cool. So what can you tell me about "Bruised and Bothered"? Why is that the first one?
Anywhere you are, bruised and bothered from the get-go. Anywhere you are, bruised and bothered, bound to be. That you and I, we are bruised and bothered by the world.
Actually, let's see, which one is that? Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was a good opening song. I tend to put the songs I like the most first and last on whatever
Right.
I'm doing, and then put all the filler in the middle.
Well, you can't have too much filler with 5 songs. So.
Well, you'd be surprised. Depends on who you ask, I guess. But
I guess, yeah. And is there anything that kind of ties these 5 songs together for you?
no, it's all my writing is all kind of stream of conscious, and yeah. Not any of them are really about anything at all. It's just it's about trying to make it feel like it might be about something, and then
Right.
people can interpret that however they want. But
Gotcha. And the album cover, the photo on the album, what's the story behind that?
my girlfriend and I were taking a hike, and I had just realized that I need an album cover really soon, so I handed her my phone and laid down in the path and said, "Take my picture real quick." That was that.
A big marketing strategy in place there, I can see.
Yep, there it is.
Very good.
And then I cropped my face out of it, and that was that.
Well, it seems to have gotten people's attention a little bit. I've seen some things written about it and speculated about it. So
oh, that's cool.
yeah. Now the next track is called, is it Lead Mask or Lead Mask?
Lead Mask. Yeah, I didn't even realize that it could be Lead Mask as well until very recently.
Watch what you're thinking. Our time's left blinking. Old times have gone and so on.
Yeah, so that one I got the name from this kind of weird, like I guess it's speculated it's like a UFO kind of story from Brazil, where these guys were found on the top of a mountain with lead masks on, like
Right.
and Yeah, just one of those kind of weird mysteries. I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool name for a song. The actual song is about nothing again.
I see. But it's got some interesting noisy. I guess it's guitar. I'm assuming it's guitar, but
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going on
yeah.
there? You're kind of getting carried away with yourself.
Yeah, that was trying to think of what that was. It's probably just a couple distortion pedals in a row plugged right into the recorder without an amp, so it sounds pretty brash.
And what is that like for you to make a big noise like that all by yourself without like engineers and other bandmates around you?
It's kind of all I know. I've never really made a record in a studio with any band. I've always recorded everything myself. So.
Okay, interesting. Then it's followed by Darkness Under Blight.
Yeah.
This is what you made it. This is what you faded to in darkness under blight.
That one was that's the only one that was recorded a little bit before the pandemic hit. And yeah, it kind of fits in pretty well with the time period, I'd say. But yeah,
Well, how has the pandemic time been for you?
it's been it's been all right. I tend to kind of stick to myself and just work on things anyway. So
Right. Nobody's there. I've run into that quite a bit with musicians that who
Yeah.
work by themselves. They're like, what isolation? This is the way I
Is this
live.
pandemic? Yeah, no, it's been okay. I'm looking forward to seeing some more friends more often, but
Right.
besides that, it's been all right.
Right. Have you had a vaccination?
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh yeah.
All vaccinated. The Johnson and Johnson the day before they pulled it.
Oh geez. That's reassuring, isn't it?
That was exciting. It's back. I think it's back out there now.
I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure you'll be fine. All right. Then we have, what was the next one called? Libre Gold or Libre?
Yeah, Libre Gold. That's
You wind down lonely road, outlying, undying in the vein. Oh well, then you wind down lonely road, and he's a golden ray to personhood.
yeah. I can tell you where the titles come from for the most part, but not what
All
the
right. That's good.
So that one was I was reading I believe it's called Occult America, and it's just like a book about like the history of occult practices in like early America.
Right.
And there was they're talking about this guy who wrote a book called The Book of Gold, and like it's kind of like insinuating that him writing like this like magical manual on how to become rich kind of cursed him.
Right.
So I made it sound Latin and more interesting, and
There you go. Anything Latin is always more interesting. Sure.
of course, yeah.
Now, speaking of interesting, I think you've released the EP as a 12-inch. Is that right?
Yeah. So one-sided 12-inch.
One-sided.
Yep.
So it's basically a one-sided LP. It's a.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it run at 33 or 45?
I believe it's 33. I haven't seen it yet. So.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Excellent. I'm a record collector, so these things are important to me.
Of course, yeah. I see quite a wall behind you.
Oh yeah, yes. There's a few back there, so got carried away. It happens. You mentioned that you kind of put the songs that mean the most to you, possibly the beginning and end. So the end is something called Weekends.
Yeah.
WEAK.
Weekends time to cry, fall away now. Weekends turning on the sun.
Yeah, that one, the word weekends ended up in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of boring. We'll change that to weekends and see where
Right.
that takes us. And yeah,
It seems to have quite the cinematic production behind it. Did you kind of
Yeah,
think more
I
about
don't
that?
really know. Not really sure how that came about, but I'm really happy with how that song came out. It's probably one of my favorites of any recent release. So.
Right. So now that the EP is out, are you able to kind of venture out and start playing gigs and stuff, or what's the vibe
Uh,
like over there?
there's not a lot of outdoor shows happening in this area. I'm kind of not quite ready to bring a bunch of people into a room together, so
Right,
nothing immediate. I don't have a band at the moment either, so
right.
but yeah, maybe next year.
Yep. So you mentioned you're thinking about putting a band together. Is it a band or a band that's playing behind you, or how are you thinking?
I'd like to have a band again. It's a lot less stressful, and you know it's nice to split up the writing duties and all that.
Right. And somebody to hang out with too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the scene like where you are in Massachusetts? Are there people to hang out with and other musicians that you can kind of pick and choose
Other
from?
side of the state there are the Boston area is kind of
Right,
it's cleared out over the past 5 or 6 years. Just the rent's been skyrocketing, so
right.
yeah. So most of my friends and people I play with are either in Rhode Island or Western Massachusetts now. Um, yeah, they just haven't raised my rent yet, so
So
I'm
you're still
here
there.
for the time being. But yeah,
Very good.
so
Very good.
maybe there'll be a move attached to this new band as well, but we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have an idea where you would move to? Is it just in the same area or out of there?
Probably Western Mass
Right.
or Providence, Rhode Island, I imagine.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Very good. It sounds like things are happening. Have you ever been to New Zealand?
I haven't. No, I'd
Yeah.
love to though.
Rents are
Yeah.
outrageous here too, by the way.
I'm sure that's the case most places.
Yeah, man, oh man. But there you go. All righty. Well, thanks for spending some time with me. I appreciate it. Oh, you're on the Wild Honey label, right?
Yeah. This one's on Wild Honey.
They're an Italian label, is that right?
Yep.
How'd you hook up with them?
They put out the European version of my old band's first record back in 2010 or so, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
they offered and I said okay.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Very good. All righty. Well, thank you very much for talking to me. I
All right.
appreciate it. Have a great day.
Right, bye.
Bye-bye.